everyone. Welcome to another episode of Speaking into the Abyss. I am your host, Jess, and that is your other host,
Des.
And we want to welcome you on this very special episode. If you've been here from the beginning, you know this is our 52nd episode. It is our year of podcasting.
1 year. That's amazing.
That's insane, honestly.
This podcast has been around the sun one time. That's pretty fucking cool.
That's really awesome, actually.
And it is interesting because we do have listeners, obviously, from like the very beginning. Obviously, really close friends of ours.
Yeah.
And we're still so grateful that you're listening now. And we're grateful for all the new listeners.
Yes.
And we hope you're around for our second year.
Yeah, that'd be so awesome.
But right now, 1 year is pretty fucking kind of mind-blowing because, I mean, like we talked about on the very first episode. Yeah. And I think I've mentioned before also in the past when we were talking about this the other time. There's a few episodes ago. That we always wanted to do a podcast and then we didn't do a podcast for so long. And then now that we've done it, it's like, I don't know. I think there was some kind of like, I think with anything, like starting something new, you don't know how long it's going to last. You don't know what you're going to, how long you're going to do it for. But like the fact that a year has gone and passed and now like we're still going. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty nuts. Yeah. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I agree. And we wanted to thank everyone who entered our giveaway, our movie lovers giveaway. Thank you so much. We did our random wheel generator and we will be posting it on Instagram. So you'll see it there and we will be contacting the winner today.
Yes. Yeah, so if you're the winner, you've already received a message by the time this episode has come out.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thanks for listening and supporting us.
Yeah. And we hope you're a movie lover.
Yes, yeah.
But that's pretty cool. I'm excited for the winner. I'm excited that everyone who participated. We're super excited. I love doing the giveaways. I think it's fun. And I like giving back to the people who give to us by listening.
Yeah, definitely.
So stay tuned for more in the future. If you didn't win this time or the first time, that doesn't mean you won't win the next time.
Yeah.
Or you could win again. Who knows?
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah. So Jess.
Yes, Jess.
How are you?
I'm good. I've been having just working a lot. I've been celebrating my birthday like every weekend still.
Yeah, and, yeah.
I'm not mad about it. But some people are like, wasn't your birthday last month? I'm like, I'm sorry that like I'm just so booked out that like I'm just like by the time I get to hang out with you, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But I've been loving it. I've been feeling really loved, been seeing a lot of friends, having a lot of dinners, a lot of hangouts. For Valentine's after work, me and two of our coworkers went out. Okay, so our original plan was to go to Texas Roadhouse when I got off of work. And I get off of work pretty late. Mm-hmm. So I was able to get off early because it was slow. So we just shut down early. And I was like, hey guys, getting off early, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to join the virtual queue. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Ooh. And I got off at like 7:30. And they close at 10.
Oh.
So I was like, and then when I was trying to join the queue, it would just like time out. Like it would be like can't join.
Probably so many people.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, what are we going to do? So then I was like trying to think of places like nearby. And I was like, let me check out like Chili's. That was like almost a 2 hour away. It was like 1:45 or something. And then I was like, Olive Garden was like an hour and a half. And they had the option.
Really long for everywhere.
And they had an option to join a virtual queue though there. So I did join it there and I like confirmed with our other two friends. I was like, hey, is this? And they said, yeah, it was fine. So then by the time, so I went home, came and fed all my little babies, then just, dropped off all my stuff. And then by the time I got there, one of our coworkers had made it there. And then by the time the other one made it there, we all parked because finding parking was ridiculous. It was crazy. We were just going like in circles trying to find a spot. Every spot was taken.
At that one Olive Garden?
Yeah. It's like everywhere because everyone was out celebrating Valentine's.
Oh, yeah. Stuff. I forgot about I'm like, yeah. People do that. That's so funny.
And then on top of that, it's Friday night.
Yeah, exactly.
So after we all park and like as soon as I pulled in, it said I could check in. So I checked in. Mm-hmm. And then we got lucky because by the time we went inside, we were like, oh, just wanted to get a estimate on how many people are ahead of us. 2 people, both of them. I don't know if they left. I don't know if they weren't there when they called for them. And then, so we got bumped up like immediately and like only had to wait 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was nice. After we went to Flowing Tide and played some pool.
Nice.
Which was pretty fun because we all suck. So we did like, there was 3 of us. So then we did like 2 versus 1 and then we kept rotating the teams.
2 versus 1.
Yeah.
Cute.
And like, it was crazy because every time I'd make a shot, I'd totally be trying to hit another ball. So, like, I couldn't really, like, I'd, like, try to hit this one ball and, like, would somehow hit another ball and make it in that way.
Oh, really? It's, like, accidental winning. So
and then,
funny.
like, just randomly, I'd get, like, a really good, like, spur of luck and hit, like, 4 in. And I'm like, dude, I swear I don't know. No.
Oh.
I had 2 in
I
at
was like,
once.
could you imagine?
That's
crazy. Pretty cool.
That'd be crazy.
Well, have you seen, like, people do, like, they just break it and all the balls go into
Oh, my God.
hole?
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's fucking nuts to me. Mind-blowing. But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah,
so we did that, and then that was nice. Because, like, I feel like a lot of the time when we, like, I don't really go out, period. And then I don't really go out and play pool. And I've played pool, like, one other time that I can remember. And I suck so bad. And I'm not saying I'm better, but I feel like I got a little bit better of a grasp of the game. But it was just like nice to play with, like, people that were at my level. Because, like, the other people were, like, doing, like, trick shots and hitting, like, these crazy things. And I'm like, oh. I was like, okay, then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then I've been pretty chill, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Not much. I feel like I'm doing good. Doing good, but I haven't been reading as much as I want. You know, with the whole trying to keep up with the goals. I haven't really read since the last time I read. Well, actually, that's not true. I read a little bit, but really wasn't a lot. Like, it wasn't even a full chapter I read. I just was like reading, and then while I was waiting to get picked up, but it got kind of juicy. I didn't expect that from the book. Like, because you told me.
What book is it?
That one, The Silent Patient.
Oh, okay, nice.
The one that you said your friends have read and liked it a lot. I mean, I like it so far. It's good.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to go where it just went. Because it's like, the synopsis is what? That there's a woman who murdered her husband randomly one day, and now she's in a psych place and she won't talk. Okay. And now this doctor, who's the main character in the book, wants to work with her and get her to open up at some point or whatever, and he believes that he can do it. Yeah. He's also married. What I didn't expect in the book was, like, his personal life and having, like, infidelity, like his wife cheating on him and stuff. And I was like, whoa, because that's exactly where I'm at. I know nothing else. Okay. Just found out she's a cheater. And I'm like, well, that's really interesting. Like, I didn't expect that from this book. But I'm into it. I like drama. So okay, nice. So yeah, nice. I'm reading it. But I haven't read it like more recently. And then this was kind of like a secret goal. But I didn't want to keep buying Build-A-Bears because I have so many Build-A-Bears. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know where to put them. But I did get the Snoopy and Woodstock Build-A-Bear when it dropped because I love Snoopy and I love Woodstock. And that was super nice. And then I got a gift for my friend, so I guess that doesn't really count. Also from Build-A-Bear. I love getting people bears from Build-A-Bear. I got you a friend's bear from Build-A-Bear. I got my partner's grandma one of the Buckeye mascot ones because they love the Buckeyes, and I just love because I don't know, there's something about like a teddy bear or something that is just so perfect and nostalgic and stuff. But for Valentine's, we did not celebrate on Valentine's, and I wouldn't say we like necessarily celebrated it, but we did like do things together. My partner ended up getting me the tardigrade bear from Build-A-Bear because I want him so bad. Well, we went in originally. I was gonna get the pig, and then because he just came out and he's super cute. But then I saw the tardigrade and I was like, I gotta get the tardigrade. And if you don't know what that is, everybody, you should Google it. But it's called a water bear, and it literally is like 6-legged, and it's very microscopic. It has no eyes. It's just like a mouth. But it's still kind of cute. Yeah. It's still kind of cute in a way. But they made a Build-A-Bear of it, and he has these big black eyes. And he's so adorable. And I love it. Because it's similar to the way they made Mothman with the eyes. Yeah. With the red eyes, but they're black. And I love it because they just like, it's a unique eye look from Build-A-Bear that I can appreciate, because I don't know. Some of the eyes are like whatever. They're all the same, pretty much, like white with some color.
Okay.
But solid, hard plastic eyes, perfect. And I remember, I think it's nostalgia for me. Like when I was younger, I had a bear from Build-A-Bear. My first one, it was like a dark, regular teddy bear. My brother had a like curly haired, like kind of cream colored bear. And I remember, like, you can't find those bears anymore. Like, they're not bears that they sell at Build-A-Bear anymore. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, it's just, I want to hold on to all the bears. I just want all the bears. But my goal was, like, secretly to, like, not buy anymore. Yeah. And then I still got more. So I just feel like I'm kind of failing at that one, too. Yeah. But I don't know how negative that is. Yeah. And then other than that, I just kind of I've been trying to draw. I got things going on, but I like haven't finished anything. I just like keep starting stuff. Yeah. Cleaned up my art space, hoping that would help me like, get into reset, it more. Yeah. And like finish it. So we may go back. I went to the doctors for the first time in a long time, and I got my blood sucked out of me.
Scary.
So, and that wasn't even part of the visit. Just kidding. No.
But she took it home.
But so, I mean, I don't know yet. I'm sure I'm fine. But, in the future, I'm going to go talk to my doctor about my blood work. So that's really exciting for me because I've never had that done before.
What?
Yeah,
that's insane.
Never. So I'm really excited. Yeah. And I think it's cool. And I think other people should do it because I've always wanted to do it. I just hadn't done it.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's like a yearly thing. A lot of people do.
It is. It is a yearly thing. And it's been 25 years of my life. And it's like barely coming up. But I just like, it is just important to know that kind of stuff. I was like, fuck it, I might as well throw it in there. And because like I've been trying to be more aware of like what goes on in my family's health, like lineage wise, and like my tia has issues or health
it's just
issues.
Like do
sometimes.
preventative care.
My dad, my mom, stuff like that. So since I know that it's so close to like my immediate family, I'm like, I might as well go get some stuff looked at.
Yeah, for sure.
But other than that, not much.
So I was watching a TikTok, and it was like a report from, I can't remember where exactly, but they were talking about how in the latest samples of brain that they had, there's like a bunch more microplastics than when they were sampling them in 2016.
And saying we all had them in our bodies?
Well, it's just like, they said not to worry, it's just the beginning of the research, but we have like, and I don't know if this is everyone, but because we do use so much plastic, we have up to 1 spoon, like a plastic spoon in our brain.
In our brain specifically.
Just in our brain specifically.
Because, they're saying babies are being born with microplastics in their blood.
Yeah, that's crazy. Babies just being born with microplastics.
Yeah, and so like, and I guess like, that means it's a nut, right? I mean, like,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
In some way, in capacity, I mean, it's in our DNA.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you think it's in the nut, or do you think it's like in when your mom's creating it? Yeah,
maybe both.
Yeah, maybe all of it.
Yeah, maybe all of it.
Yeah,
or maybe like like you're pregnant with your baby, and then you're like eating, but you like used a fucking plastic spoon or something, and you got microplastics.
Yeah, they said like, don't worry right now. There's not enough research to like show that it's like
dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's still okay. It's funny because to be like, don't worry, well, but you have plastic in your brain.
Like just don't like mass panic.
Sure,
like it's still too early, because then they brought up a fact of, I don't remember what it was exactly, but something that they're like, oh my gosh, this blah 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 blah, and then with later research they found out that it was miscalculated. Sure. And it was like way less. So
thank God for science, always evolving.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I thought that was crazy.
That is really crazy. A spoonful.
It's just like talking about like there's tons of way to like try to avoid like using plastic as much, or like if you could use plastic, do like a 1 container and that's it. Like throw it away. Don't reuse that plastic container, or use glass, or other stuff instead.
Well, because they say the same thing about like metals.
Yeah.
They say you like ingest metals when you cook with like a Teflon or whatever.
Yeah, I know. That's why a lot of people say like it's not even worth it to just like don't use Teflon, just like clean just clean your pots. But I don't know, that's up to you.
Wait, do you not clean Teflon?
You do, but
Am I
like
not knowing what that is?
Teflon's just like the non-stick. So like
anything that's non-stick.
Yeah, basically. Because then like it's fine as soon as it gets like a scratch or something, then you're supposed to like throw it away and get something new.
That's crazy. You know, actually now that we're on Teflon, because and like that whole thing and like how it's dangerous or whatever. Because birds, they say when you own a bird, because they have such little delicate lungs, you're not allowed to use Teflon in your home because it will kill your bird.
That's crazy. I think you've told me that before, right?
Yeah. So, like, isn't that crazy that we know that, like, hey, yeah, just breathing it in for a little bird will kill them because their lungs are just little, but we're going to cook and eat off of it and, like,
yeah, it's crazy. And that's the whole thing, that it's because it's non-stick, so it's, like, an easier cleanup for you. But, like, is it worth it? And, like, sometimes I guess that's, like, the difficult thing about being a human in this world. It's, like... everything's gonna like affect you negatively in some way, but then it's like up to you to see like how much do you really care about it and like how far are you willing to go to prevent, you know, the stuff. There's like the people that do like clean laundry detergent, cleaning products, clean this and that, or you know, just steel, or no this, no that, no plastic. So it's like, you know, it's just up to you and to see what you're okay with and what you're not.
I think I was telling you that at one of the restaurants I went to a little while ago with some people that I care about. They had milkshakes or whatever, and I was like, oh, I gotta get a straw. And this was in California, so I was expecting a paper straw, like a biodegradable straw. I'm okay with that. I drink my drinks fast enough most of the time that it doesn't matter to me. But have I talked about this?
I don't remember, but you just said something and I'll tell you after.
But it was this weird, I thought it was plastic, and I was like,
oh, you did tell me,
yeah, and I thought it was plastic and I was drinking out of it, and then I looked at the wrapper and I was like, oh, it's fucking pasta.
Yes.
And I was like, what a genius fucking thing, like for cold drinks. Like, that's genius.
You did tell me that. When you were saying that, I just saw a clip of our president. I don't know if whatever he did, but he's like anti-paper straw, so he passed something and he's like, it's just a waste of time, and depending what you eat, they don't last long anyways. It's such a waste.
So dumb. Anyway,
so yeah, I just thought of that clip. That's why I was laughing when you were talking, because I was just like having a flashback to that.
So what, he's banning paper straws?
I don't know. I just like scrolled because it was so dumb. I was like,
it sounds so dumb.
Yeah,
dude.
but
yeah. So there's definitely things like, there's innovative people out there that are definitely trying to make a difference. I think you're right. It is kind of like up to you to decide, like, is this affecting me? How much is it affecting me? Do I care? Do I have the money to care?
Yeah.
Because I will say that too, is like, it would be nice if everyone could just get rid of all their excess this, but then that means you have to replace it with
other stuff.
Yeah, and that's still paying for something, that's still contributing to waste, like, and manufacturing and stuff like that. So it's like when people are like, oh, I'm being more like savvy by getting an all electric car, it's like, okay, but all those parts and everything that it took to make it, and the battery and everything else, that all of that was not earth friendly and like cost effective for anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you might think you're saving the earth because you charge your car or whatever, but some little child died getting your lithium. You know what I mean? It's like pretty nuts. I don't know. So it is, I think it pays to be conscious, but also don't beat yourself up if you can't be. And I was sent a meme, so I'm going to pull it up. My friend sent it to me. Our friend from the pod, Virginia, actually sent it to me.
Okay, nice.
And I think it's kind of relevant for this because not only in the climate of like political unawareness or like unsureness and like, how do we live a better life? Like, how do we do things better? It says for some of us, the best resistance is mutual aid and self-preservation. So I don't know. The way I take that is to just, you gotta do what's best for you and your family.
Yeah.
And if that's not getting rid of your fucking Teflon and fucking, you don't have any little birds in your house and you're using Teflon and it's been working for you and you don't have the money to even just go replace things, like, fuck it, dude. I mean, like, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. So, did you hear about them finding... Well, okay. So, there's this English historian and an author named Russell Edwards. and he believes that he has identified Jack the Ripper, the infamous serial killer from the 1800s from London.
Yeah, notorious for killing specifically women of the night, I guess
Yes.
prostitutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 140 years ago was Jack the Ripper's terror on London. Poor people. If you guys haven't heard that story and if you guys like true crime, check it out. There's a lot of really great episodes. Check out like Crime
There's
Junkie.
also movies, like so many
Yeah,
movies.
there's so much like about him that's like
Johnny Depp is in one of them.
oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But so they think okay, so basically the DNA matched 100% to this guy named Aaron Kaminsky.
What was the DNA? What'd they test?
It was a shawl from one of the crime scenes.
That's so interesting. Tell me more.
Well, that's all I read in the one article that I read from, I can't remember what, New York Post, I think it was.
Oh.
But it's just like, just says it was DNA from a shawl from one of his vicious slayings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're thinking what is it? Shaw belonged to him?
Yeah, they know it did. Or DNA. Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, it must have been him. That's interesting. The only thing that I found, or not the only thing, but like, because we listen to a lot of true crime. I think you can remember that DNA is not 100%. Like when it comes to hair fibers and stuff like that,
yeah,
it's not. You can only narrow it down to really close percentages, I guess. Like, oh, only 1/3 of the population could have this thing, and that guy has that thing, so he must be that because he was the only one that I wonder how it works, since I don't know how it worked 170. I don't know what the DNA I don't know how they had everybody's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
how do you know it's like, I don't know how DNA works, I guess, because it's like, how do you know? Like, you test it now, but like,
so how
do we know who that guy is?
So they tested it. So from what I read, I should have wrote it down, but it like matched with like one of his nieces. So then they went
familial.
Yes.
Fucking love that.
And they tagged it back to when he was 23. So, and he died in a mental institution in 1919.
I see. That's really interesting. That's very cool. I mean, it's cool because obviously I just love the idea that like modern science can solve shit like that.
Yeah. Which it's about time. Which is crazy to think, like, who did they catch recently? Like the Golden State Killer, right? And then there was another one, right? That I'm blanking out.
I think they they know who the Zodiac Killer is.
Yeah.
And he was a cop or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, like the whole DNA and familial thing, there was like a really famous case of like a little kid who went missing, and then like they were kind of being tormented or taunted by the guy who did it, and they didn't know who it was. Then years and years and years later, because his brother did a DNA test, they were able to match something that they had from a crime scene forever ago to the brother's DNA, but it wasn't exactly. It was close, so they knew it was his brother.
Oh my gosh!
They basically stalked them, waited for them to eat something, use a napkin, and they ended up leaving their trash.
Yeah.
Tested the napkin, was like 100%. That's the guy.
That's crazy. See, stuff like that. If you do crimes, guys, don't litter. Don't litter.
Literally, you can't leave anything.
Take your trash with you.
If you get arrested by anybody and they take you into an interrogation room and they give you something to drink or to eat, it's a trap. They're literally trying to get you to drink out of it so they can get your lips.
Do it like a dog.
Oh, water fountain.
Waterfall.
Yeah, waterfall. That's so funny.
You're like, I always do this with my drinks.
Sorry, it's the only way I know how. Yeah, that's really cool though. I mean, yeah, about time. But also there's probably so many cases.
Well, yeah, and then it's like crazy to think that like in like earlier cases they like didn't collect DNA and stuff like that.
Yeah, they just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah,
like they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy. And it's crazy that they were like kept that shawl for so long and it's still intact.
It was probably just like zipped up in like a little box somewhere.
You would hope. But sometimes, shit like that, like random fires.
Or like stuff goes missing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some super fan went in and broke in and like took it or something.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Know. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's cool. That's very
Someone's covering up. They're like disappeared. Yeah. Nothing's here.
Is that it? In like more like recent news, unfortunately in Detroit, so there's like this thing going on right now where there's this father and mother, right?
Okay.
And they have 2 kids, but they're not together. But they have 2 kids together.
Yeah.
And she's houseless, and she's tried to get in, and just like here in the city of Reno, their shelters get full really fast.
Yeah.
And or they just don't have space for people.
Okay.
And she ended up having to sleep in her car with her 9 and 2-year-old.
Oh no.
Inside a parking garage.
Yeah.
And they froze to death. Her kids froze to death.
Oh no.
She noticed her oldest, her 9-year-old, wasn't breathing right, and like called.
How cold was it? Do you know?
35 degrees or something.
Okay.
Which is cold. It's very cold, but I guess in the, you've been in a parking garage, it's like fucking a fridge.
Yeah.
And in a car that's sitting in a cold, it just gets more and more cold inside the car.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me double check on the temperature, but I'm pretty sure it was like 35 degrees. But the point is that like she's claiming, and I believe her, that she tried really hard to like for a long time to try and get help, to try and get shelter, to try and get whatever. She reached out to their father. I have nowhere to go. Like, will you take the kids? Will you take the kids? Not me, just the kids.
Just the kids.
And he refused. And that's the night they freeze to death.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy because then he starts a GoFundMe.
And keeps all the money or what?
Well, it's being reported and getting taken down because people are like really mad at him.
Yeah.
But also there's another half of the group who's mad at the mom, who are saying that like, and trying to victim blame her. Like she didn't do enough and like all this stuff. And it's really incredibly sad to see, like, cause I mean, obviously neither parent, I feel like, should be coming down too hard on them, but I do also understand the frustration with the father. Just like, why wouldn't you want to take in your kids? Why wouldn't you do that? Like, you obviously know her situation.
Yeah,
you have to. So for you to refuse to take in your kids, you know what you're leaving them in.
Yeah, I wonder I don't know if they covered it, like if he's single or if he had a girlfriend or a wife.
I don't know if he's single,
because then I wonder if it was like his like new partner was like, oh no, you're not bringing those kids in here, like some crazy shit or something.
I don't know, but because he claims that he wasn't informed that the children were in crisis, that they were houseless. He says that he had no idea.
So he's uninvolved.
Well, I guess so. But why would you? Because like, why would you see your ex partner, or whatever, the mother of your child's, come up to you or to call you? Obviously, it's like, especially if they don't have a good relationship, especially that, like, she's like reaching out to you, like that means something. And then for her to say, just take the kids, doesn't matter what it's for. It doesn't matter if she said, I'm literally homeless, like, right, like, like, it's your kids.
Yeah,
take your fucking kids. Anyway, it's really sad because he's quoted as saying, all she said was, can I get them, just to get them. And can I get them? Because this is such an interesting quote. All she said was, can I get them, just to get them, and can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things. She ain't ever said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not. He has like no remorse.
Yeah, that's
he's just
crazy.
Being very defensive. And it's just really nuts because, like, how are you going to start a GoFundMe when you're just like, fuck it, it's her fault?
Well, and then like, what's he saying the money's for? Because like,
I don't know. I didn't look at the GoFundMe. I just know that's trying to like get taken down and stuff like that. I know she has a GoFundMe, so if you guys do want to go donate to that, if you can. And if you do see his on the way there, report it, because I don't think he deserves any bit of money. He's not the one in any type of crisis. He wasn't there when his children were being frozen to death. It's just fucking sick. I don't know. It's just really sad that like, and I think the reason why it's hitting so hard right now is because I think a lot of cities are facing a really huge houseless issue.
Yes.
And people don't know how to deal with it. And I think that like, that's common when there's so many.
Yeah.
It's going to get harder the more and more people that are houseless in your city. It's going to get even harder for anybody to do anything or to help them because there's just not enough space, not enough shelters, not enough whatever resources. And it's fucking tragic, especially with our president and everybody else being so anti people that are in situations. I don't know how to explain, but it just feels like that. Like they hate you if you can't provide, if you've had any fucking mistakes in your life and you fucking are at the bottom of the bottom, then you're fucking nothing to these people. And I just don't understand that. The fact that like we have that whole city ordinance where you can't sit and lay down, and it's specifically to target houseless people, and people will comment and be like, because people are being sarcastic, obviously. College kids are like sitting on things and taking pictures of themselves and being like, oh, look, I'm breaking the law. And people are like, are you guys dumb? Obviously, if you look like you, then you're not going to be. It's like, so you admit that this is a very fucking specific tactic, a very like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
They're not lower than anybody else just because they happen to be in a situation.
And I was going to bring that up because I was going to say I have noticed a lot of cops like removing people like so much more than usual and stuff.
Actually, on the way here, I saw so many cops and I was like, what is going on? And they're just like all going down, up and down streets and stuff. And one day I was like, I don't know where I was going. I was driving and it was on some random corner. There was houseless people. And the cops just fucking kicking them out. And it's just like, oh, dude, I just can't. I can't remember. People, it destroys me. It makes it look so ugly. It's so... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the fuck? Like, these people need somewhere to fucking lay down, you know? Like, if they can't sit and sleep on a fucking bench, like I don't know. What can they do? Like, what do you want them to do? They want them to, what do they want them to do? Where are they going to go? And then you're going to arrest them? You're going to find them? Where are they going to pay? How are they going to pay you? You're going to arrest them? And then you're going to release them to nothing again.
Yeah.
And then the same fucking situation. So now we're paying even more money for the fucking people we have in jail than we were for the people who are sleeping on the streets.
Yeah.
Like, it make sense because it doesn't. And also... like, me and you have talked about, like, you know, people love to say, like, oh, we got to put our people first, our veterans first, and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Veterans make up a lot of the fucking houseless population, bro. And male veterans, good luck. If you have a fucking, you need aid, you have a fucking missing arm, legs, good luck. Good luck, because our cities don't give a fuck about you because there's no room for you. Shelters are very specific, which I totally get. I totally get all women shelters, you know, women and children only. I get it because it is scary. It is a safety thing. But there also needs to be an equal amount of men's shelters. We need that. So they need that support too. How can you stop crime and stuff like that if you don't give people resources and ways out of it?
Yeah.
You know? It's just, it's so disheartening when you see stories like that where this mother's been trying for years to get into things. And then one night she can't get into a homeless shelter because Detroit City is so fucking full.
Yeah.
And she has to lose her kids. Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like, it's fucking heartbreaking, bro. People are out there sleeping with their kids. And we're gonna make them criminals instead of helping them? I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me, but...
not a lot does anymore.
No, isn't that sickening?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I heard a rumor that they're trying to stop SSRIs and mental health programs.
Yeah, I also saw that. They're trying to do that, but like, I don't know. We should impeach the guy.
He has been impeached, remember?
I know, but that's why. Let's do it again. Run it back.
It's crazy because, like, what a time to try to take away mental health help.
Yeah.
The craziest time of our lives.
Because I think the headline I saw was like trying to get SSRIs removed and like set up like THC camps. Like, I don't know. I didn't read the whole article.
So weird.
But the one I saw was like his idea is like they'll set up like THC like rehab centers and do like natural like rehabilitation, like something crazy.
Wait, to get you off of THC?
No.
They're using THC instead of SSRIs.
That was kind of the gist of the thing. I didn't read it all the way because I don't know. I think the fact that like I just see this stuff and it just looks so insane, like makes me like think fake news. Like I don't even want to. I don't even want to look at this. This is insane.
It's the guy with the worm in his brain that's doing this. I'm pretty sure like that's fucked up, bro. Yeah. But it's true. And he was just in court today because he had to prove that like he could be in that position of like the health, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And they were like, so you believe in blah blah blah, and he's like, yes. And then they're like, okay, but and then they give him a similar instance, but like with the word abortion in it, and then he's like, I don't know. And it's just like, dude, fuck off, dude, fuck off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get some fucking better people in here without worms in their brains, please. 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 Don't. Why is our president a man who faked getting shot in the fucking
Oh my
ear?
God.
God. God help us.
Crazy. Earlier you told me this crazy rumor. Speaking of politicians.
Oh yeah. Okay. So what's her name? You have to remind me her name.
Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, this is so wild. So allegedly, we'll start there.
Yes, allegedly.
Barack Obama and what's her name? I already forgot.
Jennifer Aniston.
Sorry. Jennifer Aniston, that's a woman from Friends, if you guys don't know. And Barack Obama was a president, if you don't know. And he's married to Michelle Obama. Wonderful woman.
Yes.
Allegedly, but Barack Obama has been seeing her and has that him and Michelle Obama have been just kind of not pretending to be together, but like yeah, kind of pretending to be together. Like it's kind of been over, but they're together still for the brand because they are an image together. They're a power duo. They're both political people. And so a couple of the things that people have been pointing out, and this is just so gossipy and it's not typical of us, but I like, it's just like kind of crazy to think that Jennifer Aniston and Barack Obama could be like together. But this last inauguration, Barack Obama showed up alone, not with Michelle Obama. And people think that was kind of the first sign of maybe they're going to come out as divorced eventually soon.
Yeah.
Recently, also on Instagram, he made like a happy birthday Michelle post. And it was like very dry. And she just like she doesn't say anything to him. And so it's like kind of like, I don't know. It just seems kind of like they're not together, but they still pretend in some aspect that they have a relationship. And rumored with him and Jennifer Aniston has been going on for a while now. Like even other celebrities know about it. And I mean, I was telling you she was on a talk show host. I don't know which one. And a talk show host was like, hey, so like what's up with you and Barack Obama? And she like kind of made a joke like, oh, what are you talking about? Like I have no idea what you're talking about. And then she was like, that's funny. Like, no, I've only met him once. It's like, I don't know. People say when you watch it, you can kind of tell she's lying.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, it's Jimmy Kimmel's? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So maybe you guys can go look it up, find the clip, watch it.
Yeah.
But rumor has it. That's just a rumor.
Yes.
But if it was true, you might have heard it here first. You might have. If it's true.
Or you might have seen the article already.
Big if true.
Yes.
And or yeah, maybe you saw an article because, like I said, it's been a rumor for a while.
Yeah.
It's trending right now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It says there's this article from Penn Live that came out 2 days ago. And it just says Barack Obama makes major statement just weeks after Jennifer Aniston rumors. It's from the 17th. What's today? Wait, it just came out today? Published at 5:26 a.m.
Yo.
Oh, Eastern time, maybe?
What? I'm breaking news with the breaking news? I'm breaking news. What did he say?
I don't know.
He said, I am not with Jennifer Aniston.
This is from Brian Linder. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. He's doing a lot of filling in. Just says flash forward. There's no quote exactly, But it says flash forward to him posting Happy Valentine's Day with the picture pressed up on Michelle. And then she posted something saying, if there's anyone I could count on, it's Barack. Then it says that Jennifer Aniston denied the rumors.
Right on that show.
Which came out, which are again recycled from a year ago.
Yeah, see, it's been out for a while.
Yeah. Was asked while appearing on Jimmy Kimmel's show back then. Dun, dun, dun. People magazine also made like a statement. Where is he?
Anyway, I heard all this from one of my podcasts too, from another celebrity that says she has an in and does know. She was saying it matter of fact. She was saying, I do not care. It is fucking true. So I'm saying possibly. I'm saying, I don't know. She sounded very confident. I don't know their lives, but if another celebrity who knows somebody who's in with Jennifer Aniston might know, then who am I to say, you know? But I had also added that she had mentioned that Michelle Obama had said that it was hard when he was a president to like stay by his side or like to, because she didn't like him.
Okay, it says, it just talks about like Jennifer saying like, I have met him once. I know Michelle more than him. And then it says, but the former The View host Meghan McCain appears to have helped fan the flames during a recent podcast.
Is it Trash Tuesday?
It doesn't say. It just says McCain claimed that the Obamas live separate lives. Here's the quote. I have been hearing this rumor that the Obamas are getting a divorce by a reputable source or reputable people. I'm not talking about TMZ. I'm not talking about Perez Hilton, although I love him. He's my friend. I'm talking about very serious journalists telling me that they're hearing that the Obama divorce rumors are true.
I don't know if that's the quote I heard, but if it's, because I'll look up the episode and I'll see if that's her name. What's her
name? Meghan McCain.
Meghan McCain.
Meg Han. Spelling.
Meg Han.
Yes.
McCain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. And if you guys don't know who Jennifer Aniston is, she's Rachel from Friends. She's in a bunch of movies with Adam Sandler. She's in We're the Millers. She's like, that movie's hilarious. That's, the no regrets tattoo is always in my head. She's in Bruce Almighty, Murder Mystery. She's in like so many things. I love her. She's one of my favorites because I don't know. Does the podcast know that I love Friends? I don't know.
I feel like maybe not as much as you really do.
Yeah, if you guys were wondering, my favorite show is Friends. I love Friends. Super cute story too. For Christmas, one of my coworkers was like out shopping, and then I already told Des this story, but she like got me a little blanket because it said Friends, and she's like, I saw it and I thought about you and me, and she's like, and I'm embarrassed because apparently my sister told me it's for a show, and I said, oh my god, that's my favorite show. So like now the story behind that blanket is so much better. But it's
so cute because she thought she's just getting a friendship blanket. I know. That's so sweet.
Gosh.
So I just looked up the episode.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It was a different person saying it.
Okay, so
now there's
multiple
different people saying absolutely for sure they have a source that is telling them yes.
Well,
so
you heard it here first.
Who knows? But here on this podcast, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly. Those two, they're famous enough and rich enough to fight this.
They swear.
I'm alleged. Allegedly.
These are rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of like viral stuff,
mm-hmm.
You saw the anglerfish?
Oh my god. Yes, and I loved him. Okay. He's so cute.
I didn't know they were so small.
Well, it's so funny because the first photo that they release of him,
he looks huge.
So like close up. He looks humongous. Yes. He looks like a normal sized fish. And it's funny because like in the past there has been an anglerfish that like washed up or something like that.
Yeah, and was he bigger?
No, he was small. And so looking at the photo, me and my partner were looking at it, and obviously because I love them, they're so cute to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think they're really small. And I was like, are they? Because this one looks fucking huge.
Well, and then I feel like the depictions of them in like movies, they're so big.
Yeah, like in Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
They're ginormous.
Yeah.
But, and then the second photo is a hand next to
Next
him.
to it, it's so small. Yeah.
He's so tiny. He literally fits in the palm of their hand. Like he's so adorable.
And it's crazy that they live so deep in the ocean.
Well, yeah. And that's why it's so, I guess everyone's so like shocked. Like, why is he doing it so close to the top of the water?
Yeah.
I've been seeing art of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been seeing arts or like people putting quotes like, on my last day I'll go see the sun.
Yeah,
or like that.
This feels really nice or whatever. And he's like in the reaching the water or whatever. But he didn't wash up. He was just at the edge of the water. He was in the water. So I don't know. I hope he's okay. I don't know how they deal with that. I don't know if he just like they're like let it happen. Like if he fucking dies, he dies. But
yeah, right.
He's so cute and tiny, and I love him so much. But me and my friend were talking about it, and we were thinking and talking about like how like when tsunamis happen and stuff, you know, because that's from earthquakes under the water, and then that causes the water to stir, move, blah 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 blah. Hurricanes, yada yada. That pushes a lot of those deep sea creatures out from deep in the water, and so. There's been like in the past there was like a huge one and there were all these fish washed up on this shore that we had never seen before because they're all deep sea creatures and it looked like fucking aliens all over our fucking beaches, which is really nuts to think about, and like even crazier to think about like there's so much we don't know about the deep. I mean, people think that there's nothing down there, like there's a lot of nothingness, but I think that like who's to say? It's so dark out there. It's so dark down there.
I was gonna say I feel like I can't remember when we did that like when we were doing those little like questions like would you rather or whatever. I don't remember like if we've talked about it on the pod or not, but like would you rather like be able to explore the ocean or be able to explore space?
That's a good question, you know, and I think like both have some type of limit and also like unknowing that we could maybe find out about, so it's really difficult. But for me personally, I'm gonna have to say space,
okay,
because something about the pressure of deep sea-ness scares the fuck out of me.
But okay, in this scenario nothing would happen to you.
Perfect, no matter what. Like I'll live no matter.
We're like maybe we're like already dead or something, or like, you know, just like post life or
you know this something. Maybe
because for me
that's
it's deep sea,
because there's some really cool even jellyfish that live in the really deep sea-ness that are so tiny. They're so cool, and I'm like, wow, could you imagine just like being able to sit in one spot in the very deepness of the ocean and be able to see though, and like just see all these different random unique creatures. There's like the blobfish that looks so different in the deep water, but then when it comes out it looks all fucking gross and shit. But it's like it's cool that makes a difference. Like these animals are literally adapted for that area. It's just so interesting. So fucking sick. I don't know. I know,
and it is scary when I think about it. Like it's scary. Like I guess in the water scares me more than like thinking about going up in space.
Yeah, because it feels like space. It feels like I don't know. It feels like ever expanding and like just like there's so much room, but. In the water, it feels like it's around you. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know. But
it's like when you're like deep in the lake or something and then like something brushes by your feet and you're like,
exactly.
You're like, what the is that? Is that the Tahoe Tessie or is that like a fish? Like,
right, yeah. Dude, I don't know. There's some pretty cool shit out there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I agree. Oh, guys, I got my Kindle.
Yay!
E-reading.
Lit.
I started the Initial D manga.
I see you post that.
Yeah. I was like, it's very similar to the show so far, so I'm pretty happy.
I didn't realize you watched Initial D ever.
I
didn't know that.
One of my really good friends, it's their favorite manga and we watched it together. It's really good.
Oh,
yeah, really? I watched it, I think.
The person I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he
I didn't
loves
realize
it.
He was into it. I know that. I know that
because they loves like
cars and stuff.
Yeah, because they love cars and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like they're like I know this person, I know their family, whatever. Their family members like super into it.
Yeah.
And the slide, there's a Initial D, I believe, does a slide scene with the car. Okay. I think that's what you were posting.
Yeah.
That's like I guess like inspired by or whatever. Akira, have you seen that? It's a motorcycle.
No. Okay, nice.
But yeah, that inspired a lot of stuff. So that's I just think it's interesting. And then I think Initial D has a lot of like things that inspired by.
Yeah, I think it's a really cute show when I watched it, and I was like,
it's good. Oh. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
I've never read the manga.
Yeah, I just started. It's pretty good so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
You gonna start reading JoJo's next or what?
Maybe you know that I have the Uran Host Club on hold at the library. I've been on hold, like, all my books. I'm not reading anything library-wise because I'm, like, on these long waiting lists. Mm-hmm. But I did get a new bookshelf. I'll show it to you before you leave. And I redid my books and I organized them by, like, author alphabetically by last name. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, like, when I was organizing them, I was like, wow, dude, I love some of these books so much, and some of them are like my elementary school books or middle school books. Yeah, dude. And I was thinking, I think I want to reread a lot of them.
I have so when I was in I think when I just became a freshman, there was some book I read called Venom. Okay. And I don't know, I fucking loved it. I was so enthralled, and I was like, oh my God, this is like the best book I've ever read. I started becoming obsessed with the author. I was like, God, this is so good. And like years and years later, I was like reminiscing about books I loved and cared about, and I remembered that book. And I was like, I'm buying it right now. I'm gonna fucking read it again. And I did, and it was the best decision ever. So I totally support shit like that because something about nostalgia. Yeah, it hits different when you're different.
Have you ever read a book called Every Day?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. If you ever want to borrow it, I have it. It's like a book where, and I don't remember it because I haven't read it in so long, but basically, from what I do remember, it's like this person and they wake up in a different body every day.
Oh, it's really good. That sounds hella good.
It's really good. It's one of my favorite books.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I use Jess has talked about it on the podcast before. The Libby app. Yeah. I started using the Libby app. Because I wanted to see if I could find audio versions of the books I am reading now for the times I can't pick it up.
Yes.
Just continue from where I'm at. But my book that I am currently reading, The Silent Patient, there's so many people. I put on myself on the wait list, but there's so many fucking people waiting. I was like, no, I can't.
I think that's like maybe one of like the bad things about like book talk or like book people things just like everyone wants to like read it or hear it, and like then that's like, do you want to invest in buying the book and the audiobook if you like don't know how much you're gonna like it and stuff?
So I just was like, let me see what else they got on here, what's available, whatever. And I ended up getting this book called Stamped from the Beginning. And it's about like, I guess like it's called Stamped from the Beginning, the definitive history of racist ideas in America.
Okay.
And I'm not too deep into it. I just really recently started it. I'm only on page 45 of 1,287 apparently. But
okay.
What I found interesting in those 48 pages is Aristotle is quoted as saying, humanity is divided into two, the masters and the slaves, or, if one prefers it, the Greeks and the barbarians, those who have the right to command and those who are born to obey. Why is that interesting to me? Because I didn't know that Aristotle was racist. Like, I guess I should have assumed, but I didn't really think about it because I thought, like, you know, we get taught like these philosophers are so, they were the first of their kind to think these things. Like, why do we do these things? Yeah. Why should we blah, 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 blah. But it's interesting that they didn't think like, why am I more superior than anybody else? Instead, they got taught at a school that was given to a very particular demographic, white people who were already of a higher class, who had money. They were allowed to go to school. And in those schools, they had that scripture saying whatever it was saying about slavery and slaves in the Bible. And it gets mistranslated even to this day. I know that there's, and I can't pull out things specifically. I'm no Bible expert, but the people to this day, religious people, still use that scripture to believe in racism, like to be racist. And it's
That's
really
like an
fucking
excuse.
nuts. But he had a I guess like a rival or whatever. His name is Alcademus or Alcademus. I don't know how to say their names.
Okay.
And he was quoted as saying, "The deity gave liberty to all men, and nature created no one a slave." And that's how he took the phrasing and the philosophy from the scripture, whatever they had.
Yeah.
And it's just so interesting that even back then and to now, we still have this like debate of like, what did it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of sick to think that people would take something that's supposed to be holy.
Yeah.
You know, say what you will about whatever. You don't have to be religious. But to know that like the scripture is supposed to be a holy one, it's supposed to mean that his son died for our sins. He's given this up. He's given us free thought. Just to think that he gave you free thought to fucking try and demand things of others, to be a slave owner, to be a slave driver, it makes no sense. It's like kind of nuts to like read about this, because I guess what I'm getting at is I didn't connect the dots quick enough.
Okay.
I didn't think about it. I was like reading it and I was like, oh, duh, that fucking makes so much sense. That, yeah, the schools where only white people could go, these very like specifically religious sects could go, and then also of a because basically these schools were not implemented in Africa. They were not given that scripture in Africa. They were giving it to the white people, who then went to Africa and then said, hey, we read something that said we're better than you.
Yeah.
Which is fucking nuts. Like, that's nuts that all it took was a little bit of a fucking some writing and giving it to some school.
Yeah.
And you allowed only a certain like, you know what I'm saying? Because of that set this trajectory. Because imagine if it had been the other way around.
Yeah.
If it had gotten to Africa first. If they had been thinking, oh, we're better than white people.
Yeah.
You know what? They need to be our slaves. And then they went over and took people. Like, it's just so crazy to think like butterfly effect shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, just one different move could have changed the whole outcome of the world. But instead, it happened the way that it happened. And people still are using that scripture I personally feel in the wrong way. Not that there's a ton that I believe in about that stuff, but I feel like it's important that if you're going to be believing in something, I mean, I feel like the basis for all beliefs is to be a good person, to be kind, to give what you can, to, you know what I mean? They say Jesus was a carpenter and he built things for people and he fucking cared about others. He gave the clothes off his back. If you're not willing to do that because you have some superiority complex, then I truly do not believe that you are of a Holy Spirit at all. And you should not be claiming that you'll go to heaven or anything else, because that's fucking nuts. And I don't know, it's just kind of like, with everything going on right now, I feel like because it's so many people saying that they believe in God and saying they believe in the Holy Spirit and the scripture and stuff like that, being the ones in charge and yet doing this evil, awful shit, how is that even a thing? Like, how could you say that you believe in all that stuff and then be so against people of a different race, of a different kind? Like, makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. So much makes zero sense. But I thought that was interesting, and it's an interesting read. If you guys want to read it, I'll probably continue reading it.
Nice.
I was like, oh.
Keep us updated. Keep us updated. Well, do you have any other things to add? I'm not sure if you want to wrap up our 1-year anniversary episode.
Thanks for listening for like a whole year.
Yeah, definitely.
And thanks, Jess, for doing this podcast with me for a whole year.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. A year of dedication.
Yeah. I guess that's really pretty much it. Thank you guys so much, and we'll continue to do this, and hopefully you'll be back, and it'll be another year from now, and
yeah, we'll be like 2 years.
Lit. Yeah, and who knows what we'll do then? Maybe we'll give away a Ferrari or something at that point.
Maybe.
Stay tuned. You never know. You never know. But have a good day, a good evening, and good night.
Bye.